what you should have by now, if you haven't, you need to make sure it's done today. But if you haven't already, you should have your drum track in there. Okay, I've just got a core kit in there, and then double click under here, and this is my very simple pattern that you should be you should watch the videos to get this simple pattern. It's 4 bars in length. Sounds like this. You've just got your kick, clap, and a little sort of closed hi-hat pattern. Sounds like this. Don't forget that your kick, the kick one down here, the bass drum and the snare is a set pattern that I gave you. Then you can freestyle your closed hi-hat pattern. And then yours will be better than this because you should have built up some other patterns over the top using these other sounds. You could have added some extra kick drums and some hand claps, but you need to have this pattern in there first. Now, once you've got this is onto the bass line now. So now what you need to do is move across to MIDI 2. So I'm going to click on MIDI 2 and I'm going to arm the track straight away. Okay, so it's armed straight away with the red button here. I'm going to click underneath and do all the sort of stuff that you need to do to set up the track first. Set the length to 4 so it matches. See, it matches the same length as your drums because obviously you want it to be the same length. So there's 4 on the drums and you're making 4 length here. You clicked underneath so you can see the sounds when we load up our bass sound. So we go across to the menu now, go across to sounds, and then you're going to choose bass. Click on bass and then listen to a sound that you like. I quite like that one, so I'm going to try it. I'm going to drag and drop it into MIDI 2 and then double click again underneath, and then my keyboard is now connected up. It's a bit loud, so I'm going to turn down the volume. That's better. Don't forget you can use your up and down arrows just like you did to find the drum sounds. You can use your up and down arrows on your MIDI keyboard. So if I use the up arrow, if I press this key down, the C, if I use the up arrow, it'll go higher. Up arrow again. You don't want it up there, you want it low down. I would say to there, maybe even lower. That's just about right for me. I'm going to find the note D in between the 2 black keys. And F, I think I'm just going to use 2 notes to start with, and all I'm going to do is freestyle over the top. See if I can come up with a pattern. You can either do some long sustained notes or you can do a little rhythm. So the long note one would sound a bit like this. Let's practice it. I'm not going to record it, just pressing the play button. I'm just using notes D, E and F, so in between the 2 black keys, the D, E and the F going up a step. So again, I can mess around with that, have a little practice of it until I come up with something I like. So they're kind of long note version, or you can do more syncopated, some shorter notes. Okay, and I can mess around with that, have a little practice of it, see what I can come up with. Now, another thing I must do is make sure I've got the metronome on and I've set it to the 1 bar counting, because when I come to record, I need to have that 4-beat counting, otherwise it'll come straight in with the drums. And then what I want you to do is press the record button once you think you've got some content. You've got to practice it first. Press the record button. I'm going to try a long note version, and let me see if I can find these notes on here as well. So I'm just going to scroll up. Is it showing on here? I'm seeing if I can find the notes on here. Can't seem to find them at the moment. Never mind, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to press the record button. Here it comes. I'm going to do a long note version. Should get a 4-beat counting. And I must press stop after that because that's my 4 bars. Okay, if I didn't press stop, then it would go back to the beginning and I'd over record the notes I've already put in. You can adjust these if you want, but let's listen back. If you don't like it, select it, backspace, and let's try a more syncopated one. Let's see what this one sounds like. And press the stop button straight away. Let's listen back, see what it sounds like. So straight away you can see that there's a couple of ideas there that you can use just with the 3 notes D, E and F and come up with a little bass pattern over the top. Now if you get that far, one very quick one for you, if you get that far today, you can insert another MIDI track. You could go to sounds, find a piano sound or a pad sound. I'm going to go piano for the moment. Pick one out, it doesn't matter which one for the moment. That'll do. It probably wouldn't be the one I'd choose, but that'll do for the moment for the demonstration. Click underneath, arm the track, so it's armed. Click underneath, make sure the length is set to 4 again, press enter. And now I can find the note D, because I used the notes D over here. Yeah, there's my note D. And what I can do is on the piano, using, I'm going to go the octave button, the up arrow, make it a bit higher. I can find the note D, turn it into a chord, play, miss, play, miss, play. So I've got the notes D, F and A, and I can see what that sounds like over my bass line. It should work quite well. And I'm just coming up with a little rhythm that uses that D chord. Okay, and then I can record that in. Okay, and if I solo that, you can hear what I've just played. Okay, it sounds like this. And you can see I'm using the notes D, F and A. And that works quite nicely over the top. Over the bass and the drums, or over the bass rather. Add the drums. Now if you really wanted to go one step further, you could add another MIDI track. Okay, and I'm jumping ahead here, but you could enter another MIDI track. And then you could put your roof on top of your house, okay, because you've got the foundations in there. You could choose another sound. So go to sounds. You could go to, I don't know, let's go mallets. Got no idea what this is going to sound like. Probably not my first choice, but let's stick that in there. Track number 4. Use the notes D, E and F. And then you could record a little melody over the top. Okay, so it gives you an idea how you could get to quite further on in the project. From the drums, you're looking at just 2 or 3 bass notes, D, E and F for your bass notes. For your chord, you're just looking at the notes D, F and A, those 3 played together. So you just need 1 chord over the top, and then you could put a little melody over the top. So have fun with that today. Let's see if you can get your drums and your bass in there, and your chord in there as well. All right, and let's see how we get on. Let's well, I'll dish out some positives to see how far you can get with that as well. Okay, thanks boys, good luck with it.